Are
You
you
still
here?
there? How's it,
You see my
everybody?
picture?
Welcome, welcome to our live hangout, where we are joining each other after a fantastic session in Las Vegas, where we learned a lot of stuff, and arguably, um, we went a long way, uh, heard a lot of new information, got a lot of feedback and new information, old information came through. Um, and yeah, we'd like to just welcome you here and thank you for making the time available to join us on this webinar without spending more time, because I see Tony is now finished organizing in the background and we're going to switch over to Tony. Tony, just unmute yourself there and over to you.
Dashiers, thank you so much. Hi guys, great to see you all on the Hangout. And we've been busy on the phone line, the phone line, and on the cell phones, trying to get the rest of the guys onto the Hangout. So as we go on, the rest of the group will come on, hopefully. So this is technology, guys. We've got people that's been on the Hangout today for the first time ever in their life, and that's so bear with us. You know, if we can actually do this, then and actually make money out of this, then you that is watching this video or Hangout can also make money out of this. So, guys, it's great to be on the Hangout tonight. We've got exciting feedback that we're going to be giving you guys tonight from Las Vegas. As you might know or might not know, we were 49 of the Millionaire Factory team leaders that flew in from Australia, South Africa, Europe, and America, and we flew into Las Vegas. So we're super grateful for Lawrence and Albie. They're the ones that put this group together. So Lawrence here in Durban, South Africa, Albie in Australia. Guys, we salute you guys. We are so honored to be part of your team, greater team, and yeah, and night on the Hangout. So we're going to be hearing from them, their feedback, what they got from the event, and obviously we're going to be sharing some insights with you guys. And then right at the end, I'm going to come back and I'm going to be sharing exciting news that I have just received today to you guys. So you guys on the Hangout are the first ones to hear about it. The rest of the leaders that's on this webinar, they don't even know what I'm going to be sharing with them yet. So it's going to be as big surprise to them as it is to you that's watching the webinar and that. So, so with further ado, we're going to try to keep our webinar less than an hour today. And we've got a young gentleman that's all the way from Pretoria in South Africa. This guy is, I've come to know him just over a year now, year and a half. He hasn't been involved in internet marketing. He had no experience whatsoever about this industry, and he has just climbed in. He's a techno guy. He's a technician. He needs to know how everything works, how everything fits into the puzzles before he does anything. So, guys, I want you guys to put your hands together to one of the top leaders in our organization, Arend. Arend, please unmute yourself so long. And we're going to give you the privilege of just giving us feedback of how was the Las Vegas experience for you, and what's the few pennies that dropped for you? What's the thing that you took away from the Formula 2015 event? Arend.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for my first hangout. This is all something new to me, so excuse me if I blips a little bit now and again, but I think it's going to be an exciting event. Getting straight into it, the webinar in Las Vegas, the whole story in Las Vegas was absolutely outstanding, absolutely awesome. Well, I'm just going to go and I'm just going to do some highlights of the people that actually spoke at the event. On the first night, we basically had the privilege of Michael Hansen addressing the whole group, giving us an invite to inviting the people to use the opportunity, basically saying that we are at the right time, at the right place, in the right business. He basically then gave us a quick rush over of the business. There was also on the first evening an introduction of the Big Five that will, I don't know if it's appropriate for me at some time, or hopefully that they will meet the other Big Five in South Africa later this year. So that's exciting news for us as well. One of the stories that was told there was about a famous American American football player, Vince Lombardi. About at the first of the season, he would get all the players in the change room, and he would talk about the soccer ball. Okay? Basically, the message there was very, very simple. It was that it isn't about the big things, it's about the small things that you have to worry about in the business. Okay. On the second day, we had a number of speakers. There was Steve Donahue, who was a gentleman who had gone through the desert at a very, very young age. And he basically gave us the story of how his travels went, and it gave us a set of rules that we should actually basically follow ourselves. Some of them are: follow your compass, find your tribe, which is very, very important. I think I'm very, very glad to say that I have found my tribe, a wonderful group of people that were here in South Africa that have really given me the support and everything to move forward. The other thing is, rule 4 was step away from your campfire. Rule 5, get a new story. Basically, find your why and tell your story to everybody, so that everybody online can get to know who you are and what you are about. And then we carried on through the day. Sharon Lavinia, who's a school teacher, who's the wife of John Lavinia, gave an absolutely amazing story that evening. It was really outstanding. I really can't go in. I don't think I have enough time to go into the detail. She basically spoke about learn a new thing every day. Why people don't do that. There's also lack of interest. There's also a physical issue about people not having a proper diet and everything. That's why they don't learn. It's also very important, if you're trying to learn something, write it out. Then the next thing was about video marketing with Kristen Group, because it seems if it's something that everybody can do with the email marketing to get themselves leads to build their business. We also had a Jerry Jerky, who is the new service director for Doobly, and I really liked the comment that he started, and he really got us going with why Doobly, why now? Well, guys, what do we say? Why Doobly, why now? His project, basically his portfolio would be to help all the internet marketers in Doobly Global to achieve their goals, to provide the necessary support. And I really found the person somebody who had really had the experience of internet marketing, and somebody that we could actually relate to and getting things done. He basically called himself the Bridge, between the corporate and himself. And we need to understand that communication is everything. The other thing that he made a comment about is that he has never ever seen such a skill set in this room as we had at the conference and the people at Doobly Corporate. There were a number of other things he spoke about the 13 billion businesses and in direct sales. Then the next speaker was John Lavinia. John Lavinia gave a speech on basically how we do sales, which was also absolutely awesome. Basically, all the speakers for that day, for the whole conference, I just cannot get into the depth of it. I think that the other people in the group will expand on these people individually.
Thank you, Aaron.
I need to give them the opportunity. I don't want to steal the limelight. Thank you very much, Danny, for giving me the opportunity. And,
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you giving us the overview of the whole event. Now I've got a young guy. I had the pleasure of physically meeting him in person in Las Vegas. He flew all the way over from Europe, I think. You must please just confirm where you flew in from when you get onto stage or onto your mic. But ladies and gentlemen, this young man, what a pleasant guy. He's definitely one of our committed leaders in the team, doing everything to the T and following the system that's in place. And I've been following his videos that he's been putting onto the YouTube channels, and this guy is dynamic. He's going to be building a huge international team. Guys, I want you to put your hands together to Goran. Goran, you're up, my friend.
Thank you very much. Yes, it was really an awesome experience in Las Vegas. It was just I have no words for it. Aaron also already gave us an overview, so I'm only going to touch on two topics. One of the big things was the ability to really rub shoulders with other great guys. You know, we had a VIP session. We could just go walk to Christian or Randy Schromm and have a personal talk. It was just really nice. And I also loved the session on video marketing by Christian and Bobby. You know, it's so nice to see them doing a live video on stage and ranking it. And you know, when you see that happening and you're going to do that yourself, you know, I've been starting also to do some videos and I'm ranking them in first page of Google. So it's really such a great thing to see your results, the same results that other great guys are getting. So that's really a great thing. And one other big thing, and I love it because these leaders, the co-founders of HBL, they have been demonstrating their leadership by just, you know, doing it. They have been producing, putting HBL together, putting the event together, giving great trainings, and we can really learn from that by just also doing it, taking action, leading by example. So that's one of my takeaways. And another session, which I also really liked, was from Shannon Lavinia. Aaron already talked about that, but I want to mention the leadership part because she spent quite some time on leadership. You know, talking about questions like, who are you? You have to know who you are. You are a leader. You need the mindset of a leader. You know, you first be, then you do, and then you have. Reach your goals, be a leader by example, and also cultivate other leaders. And she gave the definition of cultivating. What does that mean? You want to further and encourage other leaders, and you don't want to babysit people. You want to help them to become leaders as well. So I really love that session as well. So those are the two big things that I love from this event.
Fantastic. Gordon, just tell the audience, where did you fly in from?
I came from Holland. It was a long flight, but it was worth it.
But and thanks for sharing that. Now, the one thing that I noticed that you did so well, you used the VIP sessions or the breakouts to actually make video materials, video recordings of 6- and 7-figure earners. Why was that your strategy, and why did you do that specific angle?
Before I came to the event, I heard Lawrence talk about creating videos, and not only videos, even pictures, creating pictures with other leaders and co-founders of HBL, because the strategy is that you're going to take these pictures and those videos, put them in your emails, and use that to be able to build trust and credibility with your list. So that's why you want to do that, and that's also a great reason for those that will not be able to attend this event. When you go to the next event, make sure you get a VIP, make sure you make pictures and have videos with other leaders, because that will help you to grow as well.
Exactly. Thank you, Goran. And for you guys that are watching this webinar for the first time and that is not aware of this team, when we talk about HBL, it's Home Business Lab, it's just the name of the system that we've got, which is a marketing system that is running in the background, which is automated. And that's a system that we are plugged in, and that's a system that we use on the internet to build our business. So some of you guys might have heard HBL, and just to clarify what that is for. So Goran, thank you so much. I know you're going to rock and roll, buddy, and I'm looking at you, you're doing all the right steps, and you're taking all the, in the right direction, so I want to compliment you. Well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Goran, if you can just mute yourself, and then I'll go on to the next person. Now, the next lady, I've also known her for just over a year, and one of the breakouts that we had, she actually came towards me, and this specific lady that's from Pretoria, I think she's from Pretoria, Centurion thereabouts, and she cornered me and she says, "Listen, Tony, you know what? I'm here. I'm committed to build this business, and I'm going to go big time with this. But I am not clued up with all the internet marketing stuff and all the Facebook training that we still have to do. So I'm not clued up with all that, and this is a bit overwhelming for me, I said, well, you know what? The thing is, at least you took action. There's a lot of people that are afraid of this internet marketing, and they're afraid of this technology. And what I admire of this specific person, and her name is Linda, and you guys are going to meet her up now, and she's not scared of tackling new stuff. She climbs in. She's a very successful traditional business woman with her husband, and they run very successful traditional businesses. And she told me, and I asked her, so how have you always had success in your businesses? And she says, well, we jump into the deep side of the pool, and then we learn to swim. And that is exactly what she's done in this business that she's currently in. So guys, I take my hat off for this next speaker. She's got courage, she's got vision, and she is going to build a massive, massive team. So put your hands together to Linda. Linda, just unmute yourself. On the top of the screen, there's a unmute button. I think maybe we can unmute you. Just unmute yourself, Linda. On the top of the screen, there's there we go.
See, I'm a little bit challenged with the IT. Excuse me. Actually, Tony, you stole a bit of my speech. you're quite right in what you said, in your honesty. And I must be totally honest, before I went to Las Vegas, I was totally lacking in confidence in doing this business. After 35 years being in a traditional business way of doing things, not on the internet, I was really had absolutely no confidence that I could do this business. And I was actually afraid to fail. That's what I realized. I was frightened to fail. Because I had been a success in other things that I did, I was frightened to take that step into the water. And I was on top of the water trying to put my hand in. And then when this Las Vegas came up, I'm not sure what spurred us to go, but when Carl and I spoke, we said, well, maybe I must go and learn how to do it. And before I went, we had a few leads come back, and I was actually frightened on not sure how to reply to the leads, because I didn't want to say the wrong thing and lose potential business associates. And after going to Las Vegas, it's amazing how things have turned around for me. And I think the person that did this for me was actually Tony Rush. He made a statement that we must be ourselves. He said, be yourself, you're good enough. And I think that's something that so many of us lack. We're always trying to be like somebody else or as good as somebody else, where we actually all have our own talents and we can all learn to do things. And this, I remember when Tony was on the stage, and he really appealed to my sense of humor. The way he said, now you need to be comfortable when you start to do your script writing or reply to videos, to emails. He says normally he has his pajamas on. He was thinking that he should have perhaps worn his pajamas. And anyway, he sat down and he said, no, you shouldn't sit in a chair where you pay your accounts. You must really be chilled out. And that really resonated with me, you know, having your shoes off, because when you're relaxed, you can be creative and thoughts come into your mind. And I know that other things which I do, you have to be relaxed and you have to believe in yourself, which is what I didn't believe before I went to Las Vegas. I didn't believe that I could be successful in this business. But now that I've gone, it's amazing. This week now I had 5 leads that came in. People responded to my mails. And it was amazing how easy it was. I took my shoes off, chilled out, and the words just came. And I was so excited. I rushed off to Carl to say, come and listen to what I've written. I was so proud of us, and that I can tell them the right thing, what they need to hear. So I feel so humble and privileged that I was in the company of these 5 people that had started Home Business Labs, because they all came from humble beginnings. They're still humble. They're so generous in sharing their knowledge with us. And I must say this Formula 2015 was really a turning point for me, and I really can only say that I'm truly blessed to have been part of this. So thank you so much to Natalie for twisting my arm, and also to twist our arm to become part of this business. Because I know I've got so much to still learn, because I still got to learn so much of the basics. But we've taken the step, and I know that I'm really going to enjoy the journey, and we're going to have tremendous success. The whole team in South Africa, not just me and Carl.
Fantastic, Linda. Thank you and well done. Thank you very much for your insights, and thank you very much for being honest, you know, and just sharing what you know that you feared this process. But once again, I take my hat off to you, and that's why I know that you are always successful in your businesses, because you conquer your fears. You know, you take it head on, and you just do what you need to do to conquer it. So, Linda, once again, I just see big future for you in what you're doing. And I know you're going to have a massive, massive team. So well done, Linda. Good stuff.
Thanks, Tony.
Well, thank you, Linda. Well, the next person I want to introduce is a sales director. He's been on and off the webinar. So, John, just get your camera on. I don't know if your camera's on. You go, put your camera on right on top of your screen. You'll see there's a, if you go with your mouse, you'll see there's a camera icon. You need to turn your camera icon on, and you need to put your mic there. Your mic is at least off so we can hear you. So, guys, with further ado, I want to present you guys one of the sales directors in our team, John Stevens. Now, this gentleman I've just got amazing respect for. Very successful traditional businessman, has done very, very good in his businesses. But I've come to see the person of who this person really is, and he's got such a big giving heart. You know, he's got such a big servant heart, and always serving his community, making a big difference with the other business partners in his team. And so, guys, I want you guys to put your hands together to John Stevens. John, you've got the floor, my friend.
Tony, I'm trying to. I don't know if you can hear me.
Well, we can hear you, so you can just carry on. Huh? So just give us your feedback. How was the event for you, and what did you get out of the event in Las Vegas?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm trying to set up my other laptop. It's working better. But if you can hear me, I'll speak. I must say that thinking back,
carry on.
For the last 3 or 4 years when I started in this network marketing arena, I can call it that, it was something totally different because I'm a career person as a professional engineer. And getting into this business, a lot of guts, I must say that. I think I'm trying to get clear with this one here.
John, we've got you on 2 screens. The one that you were on just now before you moved away, that's the video screen. If you can mute the other one, that's going to help us a lot with the feedback.
Okay.
You see, guys, sorry if I can just chip in here, Tony. This is just the way that the people in this team keep amazing me. If one thing doesn't work, you just try something else.
Right.
John, fantastic.
You can hear me now?
Towards you, then we can see your face a bit better, and the sound is fine. If you just make sure the other one is right too.
All right, here we go. It was, for me, when I started into this business, I was, I think, introduced from the Amway perspective, the big A, and I loved it. But going through the years and looking back right now, I want to just give you my impression and focus in terms of getting through to the Home Business Lab event here in Las Vegas. I must say, to be honest with you, I was a bit, I had mixed feelings. Going there, I've attended several other big events, and I thought, man, let me go this time again. And I convinced my wife to go. Well, sorry, she cannot be on the webinar. And so we went. What an amazing experience I've had for the very first time that, and what it meant to me was really set me on fire and focus me, because one need to have a clear vision where you want to go and know how to get there. So it was fantastic just meeting the founders of Home Business Labs, and I'm going to give you some highlights just now because it really set me apart in terms of getting me inspired while I'm doing my conventional business.
We've lost John.
Okay, we seem to have lost John there. So as soon as he's on, Testers, maybe if you can just send him an SMS or Skype messages off, I'll appreciate it. But I'll carry on so long. Guys, I want to introduce you to a couple. The one is called the Greek god, and the other one is his queen, I think, many years. And I think John is on again. Let's quickly John, are you back?
Okay.
Okay, John, you can carry on. Carry on, John.
You guys hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, John. Please carry on.
Yes.
John.
Sorry about the connection. I've got very bad service delivery problems here at my house. And I'm trying to get other connections to get a better megabyte speed on my internet. The two things I want to mention to you guys was, when attending most of these conferences, one normally doesn't get to know the nuts and bolts and the practicalities with what to do. And this really set apart that the guys, and also the CEO of Doobly, Michael Hansen, it just was something that people are so humble and you can touch them. They're not somebody that you see on the moon and you don't see them again. But for me, the two highlights was the following. Towards the end of the conference, and I was watching the crowds, and specifically the Sunday morning when we had the breakfast with Michael Hansen, sitting there and just looking and amazed by the amount of information that was shared in terms of how to do things. I got inspiration and I had two personal interviews, one with Tony Rush, and the second one with Randy Shum. And I must tell you guys, just if I can put it this way, the heartfelt beat in terms of talking openly, very off the cuff, frank, nothing was prepared. I will still post these videos, but I was really touched that talking to Tony Rush first, and he afforded me about 7 minutes of video time and questioning about guys back at home in South Africa, and we're all career people and we're busy with our lives, and we have to talk to people about online business and specifically network marketing. How do you approach those guys? I mean, what do you say? Because people are so zoned in terms of trying to make the ends meet every day that they don't have time to explore other opportunities, let alone talk about the big MLM. So it was just amazing that the advice and the wisdom that came forth. And then I talked to Randy Shum and I said, Randy, I mean, let me hear your view in terms of social media and online marketing, because back home we very much are into this offline business, and you can run out of leads, and we want to also become part of this big global picture, and it was fantastic. So for me, guys, I'm glad to be part of this team with Tony and all the guys that's on this webinar. It's given me almost a second lease in life to take on this, and I'm swinging more to this non-conventional business than going on conventional business with my current with my partner. And I must say to you, as daunting as it is, I'm still a busy guy, but I have enough, I think at this stage, Wuma or chutzpah to do this thing with the zest taken, and specifically the commitment going back to Arizona in April. I think it's given me enough commitment to go forth. And I thank you guys, and again, I think on this webinar, if you guys will allow me, I just want to again thank Tony Rush and Randy Shum for their time and appreciation of giving me the time to talk to them personally and do a video, which is amazing. Thank you very much.
John, thank you very much for your time and your insights. And once again, it was just amazing to see how you operated and how you worked the floor and actually mingled and just to do what you needed to do in it. So well done. You know, I'll take my hat off you, and looking forward to seeing your next step is going to VP and then obviously senior VP in that. So we know that you're going to have a massive, massive international organization, John. Well done to you in that. Guys, thank you. John, you can just mute yourself. And I want to introduce you guys to one of my special best friends that I want to say they are now, because I've known this couple for many years, and there's a bit of a big age gap between the two of us. But I've got to know them. They are amazing leaders in this industry. They are sales directors in this organization. and they've got a massive, massive team getting, coming together. So guys, I want you guys to put your hands together to Natalie and Andrew. Guys, just unmute yourself. And how did you find the event, and what did you guys get out of it?
Firstly,
Auntie Natalie and Uncle Andrew, with that age gap.
or rather, I take objection because I don't feel a day older than you.
Thanks, Tony. The great thing that I want to say is that it was so good to see so many guys from our team. So many guys from South Africa that came. If you take the first event that we went to in October, there were 4 of us from South Africa, and going now, we doubled that number. There's 10, and it's going to increase as the guys see what's happening in the info that we're coming back with. But every single day there were absolutely fantastic speakers, and there's not one that I can say, wow, that one did it for me. They all did it for me. If I think of Shannon, she did something so simple with a beach ball, but it was so effective. She hit the beach ball out with questions on each side of the beach ball, but it was so effective. It was absolutely brilliant.
Okay, now Andrew's allowing me to speak, so I am allowed to speak. Firstly, I want to say thank you to Arend and Linda and John, because these are all people that I literally convinced that they must come. But in actual fact, when I said to them, I think you must come to this event, I didn't believe that any of them would come with me, to be honest with you. And when they all, John, you don't, no, John, I did believe he would come. That's a lie. But as for Arend and Linda, when they said they were coming and we got everything organized and we organized their visas and we got them going, I was so touched, because I know that these people are the future of this business. Okay, that was my number one. Like Andrew says, if you speak about the speakers there, I don't think there was one speaker that I can say was less impressive than the next. The one thing that I did take from this whole thing is my own belief system. The way to make money is all about your belief system. And guys, if you've got a pen, write this down. And M is for your mindset. O is the opportunity. N, networking. E, entrepreneurship. Y, you. You could go to law school, you could go to become a CA at Wits, Stellenbosch, Cape Town University, whatever you're going to, it doesn't matter where you go. But you know what? No book can teach you this. Number one, your mindset. If your mindset is not in the right place, and you do not convince yourself that you can achieve the impossible, you lost. Okay? That's my first part. Opportunity. Opportunities are there all the time. And how often do we miss them because I didn't see it? I never heard about it. There's so many different reasons we will give as to why we didn't take an opportunity. We'll never admit that I didn't believe in the person that gave me that opportunity. And I know that all of us sitting in this room today have had people that look at us as if we are mad, because how can we even believe that this is opportunity? Being an entrepreneur, you must, and I just want to give a bit of my history. I was 18 years old. I started working at the travel agency, and within 2 years, I had signing powers on my company's check account. What does that tell you? I had entrepreneurship. However, at 23, I owned my own travel agency. I've always worked hard and it didn't bother me. But it was part of being an entrepreneur. You have to go that extra mile. That is part of what life is. And the why you can make excuses as to why you don't make it in life. You can make excuses as to why you chose the wrong partner. You can make excuses as to why you chose the wrong parents. There's so many excuses you can make. But when you've got to take accountability for yourself. And I promise you, if you start doing this and looking at this in a stronger way, please don't. I'm not trying to say it's easy. What I'm saying to you is very difficult, because even me and Andrew, we've had to step out of our comfort zone. We've really had to. When I say I don't have friends and family, I love them all, and they will love me too. I know that. But I don't mind, because I understand that they don't understand where I'm at the moment. It doesn't bother me. I know that within a year or two, they will all be saying to me, thank you. And that's all I can say. Guys, the whole being in Las Vegas, I must be honest with you, Tony, I have to say thank you to you, even though I'm cross with you. You didn't answer my call. But the first time we were supposed to go to Las Vegas was last year in November. And I mean, we'd been there in February, and it wasn't successful. And now in November, Andrew and him are saying to me, we need to go again. And I'm saying to him, guys, I don't have the money. Where do you think the money's going to come from? We can't. Let's be honest. And the two of them just kept on saying to me, can you afford not to go? And thank you, Andrew, and thank you, Tony. We went and we did it. How? I'm not sure, and only God knows. And thank God for that. Now we come to February. Believe me, this was not on my cards. Okay? But I thought, you know what, I'm not even going to argue with Andrew and Tony, because I know what I'm going to get, the same thing. Can you afford not to go? Da, 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 da. And next thing I convinced Linda and Arend, and they want to go. So I think if they want to go, I have to go. Because, I mean, I can't tell them to come. John, Linda, Arend, come, and then I stay behind. Doesn't work. So off we go to and Tony, stop laughing, because I want to laugh at you, because I can just see you laughing at me. Yeah. Anyway, to cut a long story short is we go to this function in Las Vegas. And number one, I have never, ever felt so cold as I did in New York. I nearly died. Really? Died. But anyway, other than that, we took George, our son, with us. And I actually thought, you know, I'm taking him with me because I promised him and I want to see what he's going to do. My gosh, I wish you can see the beautiful notes that this kid has written in his books. Absolutely. Okay. Then we start looking at this, and Andrew says to me, now they're talking about the total mastery. And I'm saying, Andrew, we can't. And Andrew says, we will make a plan. Okay? And you know what? I do believe that God, in the end, my ultimate thanks is to God. Because God has always provided for us to make the moves we've made. And sometimes I think what I'm trying to say to all the people that are listening right here is, and I know that some people are, this is going to be on so you're going to hear about it. So we're going to hear about it. What I want to say to you all is, believe that conventional business that costs us millions of rands to open are going to work. Yet when we tell somebody to go and invest 28,000 rand, they say, I want to lose it. Guys, think and think again. Networking is the future. I think that's about me. All I've got to say, Tony. I think I've spoken enough.
Tony, what I would like to say, sorry, is, you know, if you look at the guys that came with us, that were there for the first time, even guys that we don't know, when they go back, blossoming. I mean, you know, if I look at Linda, I look at Tasha's, I look at Aaron, it's you know, they're in love. They're in love. There's the sparkle in their eyes. They're unbelievable. You talk to them now, and they just want to go. They just want to go. They want to do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Oh, guys, we had so much fun there, and Natalie, I know you crossed at me because I didn't pick up your phone call, so I apologize for that. But I did make it up to you that last day at the mall where I got your one card to work.
You know what?
Please tell the story.
Can I tell the story?
Please tell the story.
Oh my gosh. I was in total disaster. Funds were running out completely. Okay? The day before, I'd been shopping with Linda, and Linda, I have to say thank you to you because you helped us there as well. Now we come to the mall, and my Doobly card won't work. So now I'm very angry because I know I've got money in that Doobly card. So with tears in my eyes, I came to Tony, but I don't think I realized how poor he really was. He was just as bad as we were. Because eventually, we all opened our purse. And if you looked on Facebook, there was the most wonderful picture of all the little money. We had the $1 and the $2 showing everybody what was left. And Tony, I didn't have my computer with me. And Tony said, and I thank the Lord as well, once again, that I remembered my passwords, etc., etc. Went onto my Doobly account, and we were able to clear the funds on the Doobly card. So we were able to, and I must tell you, today is George, my son's girlfriend Jackie's birthday, and just the thought that we were able to buy her the most beautiful bag and purse and with the Doobly card, because George had money on his card, but he had a limit of 5,000 Rand per day. I mean, what's 5,000 Rand in the USA? Please, you know, and all of our cards, we hadn't actually thought about extending the value, because, you know, in South Africa we are careful, so we have a low amount. I mean, 5,000 is our limit on each card. So once it's reached that, you can't change that, eh? Unless you have a computer. And that's where Tony came in, and thank you very much for your computer. And we managed to clear funds, and we had a ball. Thank you, Tony.
Tony, if I can just say that at the next function, I'm just hoping there's one speaker that is going to explain to Natalie that sale on every window doesn't mean you have to go into every shop and buy.
You don't understand. You don't understand. Andrew and I have had this argument for years. He believes that, you know, on your credit card, you get given a limit. He believes it's a limit. I, on the other hand, believe it's a target.
And she's never failed her target, I can promise you that.
Guys, thank you so much. We always have fun, and you guys are just amazing people, amazing leaders. You're on your way to VP. So, guys, I compliment you on your leadership. I compliment what you do in your team, and for the leaders that you guys are, and the inspiration and the direction that you guys are giving your team, and that. So once again, my hats off for you. You guys are amazing, amazing servant leaders. So thank you very much for your time.
My last words is I want to thank my team. I'm talking the people that are on the call here. That is Linda, John, Arendt. Guys, you guys are fantastic. And I believe in you, and believe me, when I say to you, I'm here for you 24/7, I will be here for you because I believe you deserve it. You guys are fantastic. You are wonderful when it comes to being part of such. I'm so proud to have you in my team. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, John. Thank you, Aaron. Sorry, the rest of you, I can't thank you, but I'll thank you anyway. Tertius, I love you anyway. And to our new friend, I love you to bits. Goran, I love you.
And Tony, and thank you for your leadership,
Yes,
and your guidance.
Thank you, Tony.
Well, guys, thank you so much. I wanna present you guys one of the most amazing business partners that you can have. You know, I believe in the principle of know your strengths and know your weaknesses. And those years as a businessman, I've identified my weaknesses. And as one of my strategies, I've always tried to complement my team with people that are much better than me, much more leaders than me, but much more capable than me. And one of those guys is this gentleman that I'm going to be introducing now to you guys. I've pressed on his button so many times, you know, and he has just performed every time. He is such a servant leader. He's amazing. He's got an amazing heart, and he really, more than that, he looks after his team. You know, he really's got systems in place. He takes the whole HBL system and makes a profession out of it. So, guys, I want you guys to put your hands together. Tertius Bester.
Thank you very much, Tony. Thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate the words that everyone said, and we've heard some powerful stuff tonight. You know, going down the road, I just want to congratulate everyone. Arendt, yeah, you know, we've known each other for a short while now, but you're really stepping up to the plate, and I believe you're going to make a huge difference in the industry, not just locally, but also internationally. Goran, Europe is yours, eh? We're looking for those doors to open all over, and using the power of the internet. You know, Tony mentioned that one of the things that we look at, and this is one of the highlights that came out for me out of the conference as well, is don't try to do it all yourself. So that's why we put together teams of people. Goran is a software engineer, and I'm looking forward to using some of your videos to share with my team, because you are the how-to guy. When it comes to tools like Aweber and stuff, you know, I sit there for half an hour trying to figure something out, get hold of Goran, 10 minutes later, it's sorted. So, Goran, thanks very much to you, and I'm really looking forward to expansive growth there. John, great to see professional people just stepping up and making a difference in this industry. And I concur with what you've said, you know, compared to international conferences, you know, you're an engineer, I'm a scientist. We've been to these kinds of things before, and the speakers are sort of all up there and they're aloof, and you know, you are very lucky if you get to speak to one of them. And specifically at the breakfast, I noticed that whilst there were one or two leaders sitting at the table with the CEO, the other leaders actually made it a point to go and sit at the other tables where regular guys like ourselves were. And when Michael Hansen left, he actually, I mean, this guy is in his personal capacity, he's a billionaire with a B. He walked around to every table and said, listen, time to go for me. Sorry, I can't stay longer. Very nice meeting you guys. And then off he goes to the next table. Every single table. And that to me was just, you know, It was amazing, and the same spirit amongst the top leaders as what we are experiencing amongst our team. We're helping each other. Linda, I would never have thought that you lacked confidence. When I met you, the first thing you spoke to me about was this tool, and then that tool, and we've got this set up, and this is going to happen, and that's going to be doing. Are you in or are you not? And that's Linda. And you're just going there, and you're climbing in, and you're doing it. You know, this. Some people might be a bit confused because they've seen the post on Facebook about that, that video. What the heck is that video of the Star Wars guy got to do? It's just do it. Just get down and do it. That was the big message here. Now, Oren gave us a nice summary of what happened and the different speakers. I have a couple of points that I just want to highlight in terms of almost like quotes. And the first one, again, linking up with, I think it was Linda who said, "You are good enough." And related to that is that you are the answer to somebody's question. There's somebody who has a question that you are going to answer for them better than anyone else can. That's why you have the background that you have. That's why you've done what you've done, on the journey that you've been on up to now. And if you want to make a shed load of money, there is no easy button. There is no button that you click and it just happens. You go to any of those casinos in Las Vegas, those hotels are full of those machines. Go and watch them. Those oaks are pushing the button. What's happening? They're just losing money. Oh, here's a little bit of money, but let's spend it more. There is no easy button if you want to make large amounts of money. That's the bottom line. Hard work, dedication, following a system, that's the way you're going to make a success of it as well. One of the things that I knew in the back of my mind, but it sort of concreted for me at the conference was, we need to treat this like the business it is. It's like being part of a multi-billion-dollar franchise. And it only costs you $2,500 if you've taken the PPA package. Now, if you think of any other business, whether it's a beauty salon, nail bar, lawnmower repair place, whatever you've got buildings, you've got overheads, you've got staff, you've got all those things to cover even before you get to marketing. And maybe it's because the cost is so low that people think, well, there's not a hell of a lot of value here. Yeah, people, if you look at what the value is of the whole and not of just your individual component, you will realize, just in terms of our team, this is a multi-billion-dollar business. Treat it like it. Don't diss it. Don't disrespect it. If you're going to treat this business well, it's going to look after you. And then don't be lazy. The one saying, the big saying, the new one for me was imperfect and done beats perfect and not done every time. So even if it's not perfect, just do it. Do it. That's it. Lastly, the absolute highlight for me was when Tony was on the stage as part of a panel, and there was a question somebody had about not knowing what to do next and how does he get hold of his upline and what and who's where and so on. And Tony gave the group the answer that we've all heard it before. And that's where he says, I'll never do anything for you that you cannot do for yourself. If you can't do it for yourself, then I'll help you, because I'm not here to build followers. And for me, that was, many people came around and said, oh, that was excellent. They really, and you can see it on the Facebook comments as well. That post was just, it just went out of the room as far as shares go. And Tony, I want to honor you, and I want to say thanks for taking the leadership and getting all of us there. She's actually on her way from Melbourne back into the bush to go on her next 2-week working stint. But yeah, for us as a team, just to be there, to gel, to meet the American guys, thank you very much. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting this momentum going. And what we learned there is practical, basic stuff. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Just do it. Tony.
Tertius.
Yes, Natalie. Yes, Natalie.
I don't want to ever hear in my life again, go watch the video. Tony, those words are like swear words to me.
Natalie, I made the best video possible today. This webinar, Natalie, go and watch this video of the webinar. It is amazing.
Well, I can tell you, Natalie, that's one of my favorite sayings. I don't spend time with people explaining stuff if there's a video that does it better. You know, one of the things that I've been focusing on the last couple of years is if you want to learn, if you want to be successful in a specific area, you've got to learn from people who are already successful in that area. It's no use, it's no use taking financial advice from someone who's broke. You're not going to learn how to work with finance from someone who's broke. So that by the same token, if you need stuff on Aweber, there's Goran. He's going to do a whole series of videos for us, how to do this, how to do that, and that just allows us to multiply even more and more and more. And one of the things that they said is you can treat it like an organization with 10,000 people in it. But an organization with 10,000 people, the CEO cannot speak to each person. You have to be able to leverage and multiply.
Now you're going to have to find somebody. You're going to have to find somebody that is prepared to do go response or get response. Because I, for some stupid, unknown reason, and don't laugh, Tertius, I'm hurt. I was kicked off Aweber. And I must tell you, now that I've got on to Get Response, I'm getting a lot more value from Get Response. But I'm having to teach myself. There's nobody to teach me. There's no videos to teach me.
Well, Natalie, I am actually so glad to hear that, because you're the one that we're going to look to make those videos for us. So just like Goran is doing it on Aweber, we're going to look to you. And just
but you know what? I'm proud of myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm proud of myself as to where I've actually got with Get Response. And if I can honestly and truly say, and I'm not trying to change, you guys that are with Aweber, please stay there if you're happy. But let me tell you something. Get Response has actually shown me a lot easier ways to do things. But I'm going to become a pro, don't worry.
Yeah. I think you touch on a very important point there, and that is some of the software just gels better with some people, just link much better with certain pieces of software than others. And I've been involved in the industry and in email marketing, not necessarily in the same sort of facet as we are now, but over the past 4 or 5 years, there's certain names of software that keep coming up as being the Rolls Royce of the industry, and Get Response and Aweber are both up there. Sometimes you get very frustrated because they force you to do things in a specific way, but they do that because they protect their business. And that means they're going to be around for next year, the year after that, and the year after that. So yes, and I believe as we grow, we are already picking up. I mean, we've got guys in our team that are already using Get Response. They've been using Get Response for 4 or 5 years. They're not going to switch to Aweber. So I can see interest groups forming, but the key, the power that I've seen in this business, and I've been involved in a couple of businesses. The power in this business is that duplication, and people stepping up and saying, you know what, I can do this. For me, this is easy. Right, while you're doing it, go and make a recording, keep it 3 to 5 minutes. There it is. Now, thousands of people can watch it whenever it suits them. And this allows us to build teams of thousands of people. I mean, one person, realistically, I mean, you go and look at the management theory, you can handle 10, 12 people at the most. That's it. Then you're going beyond the limits of being an effective manager.
Okay, John.
Leverage the internet and help people to become better leaders. We can really empower them. Anyway, Tony, I think I must hand over back to you so you can wrap up for us. And you haven't given us your bits there and what your highlights were. So I see we're moving just over the hour.
Yeah, we're going over the hour now, so I need to round this up. But firstly, I've got two things to announce to you guys, share that I haven't shared with anybody yet. But firstly, we were very privileged, and I was very grateful on Saturday night to spend some prime time with John, Tony, Ray and them, and we're actually talking about you guys. You know, the guys that made effort of coming to the event. So there was 750 people at the event. But you know who took the stage with the big five? Who they took notice of? Was the Millionaire Mind, the Millionaire Factory group leaders that attended this event. So you guys made a huge, huge impression on the top guys there. Unknowingly, you guys were the talk of the show, guys. Every single one of you. They were so impressed with the leadership skills and the leadership styles that you guys had. They were so impressed with the them and the kind of questions that you guys were asking them. And so he said, they were actually, you know, some of them asked me, Tony, why is this group of Millionaire Factory so different to the rest of the crowd that is here? And I didn't take a long time to think the answer because I knew the answer. And the answer is because of the kind of leadership that Albion Lawrence has brought into this team. You see, this team of leaders are go-getters. They are doers. They are people that lead. They don't, as well, you guys already said, you know, we don't look for excuses. We just don't do this stuff. So, you know, you guys were the talk of the town. They were asking questions about you guys, and they wanted to know more about you guys. So, you know, I just wanted to make you aware that you guys were definitely the cream of right on top of the 150 people that attended that event. So that was the first thing. And secondly, and I'm going to end off now, is that I've just received an email from Christian yesterday, or actually it came in this morning, South African time, and it's a special video that he's shot just over 7 minutes. Now that 7-minute video is going to blow you all away. He has opened up screens and he's shared on that screen for the first time ever information that hasn't been seen before. So what I've done is I've uploaded that video, I've edited some, I've highlighted some of the stuff that is sensitive, but I've uploaded that into YouTube, and right immediately after this webinar finishes, give me about 2 minutes, I'm sending out an email on Aweber to all the leaders in the team, and you guys are going to be receiving that email. I want you to open that email, watch the video, and then go and blast that video all over the internet and that, because that video is going to take and get the momentum in your business just exploding. So guys, we're blessed, truly, truly blessed to be part of this amazing team of Albion Lawrence. The way that they brought the skills into us, it's phenomenal. There is very few leaders in the industry that's got the ability to bring those kind of skills and do a transfer of skills to normal people like you and I. Some of us have never even been in the internet marketing. You know, some of us have just started this and are already making money. So guys, I'm off. To anyone of you that is watching this webinar, there's an email that you guys are going to get of this video. There's an answer template. I want you guys to go and read that question and answer template. It will explain to you everything about the business that we are involved in. It will actually give you the background of the way that this whole business works. But more than that, you know, come back to the person that referred you to this video and get that person to get you enrolled in our team. We are sitting with one of the most amazing team in this industry that is going to set the bar for internet marketing, and it's going to take the leadership in this industry to the next level. So guys, let's give a shout out to everybody. You can unmute yourself and just say shout out to everybody. But thank you much for you guys. I really appreciate you guys all being on the webinar tonight.
Oh, thanks, Tony. And thanks to everyone for joining us online. We're going to wrap it up now. We've gone just over 10 minutes over time. And the rest of us are going to stay on a bit later just to wrap up ourselves. But for myself, thanks everybody.
Do it.
Just do it.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Yeah, there we go. Do it.
Okay,
Thanks,
the recording is not off.